Hello, and welcome back to DROD RPG 2. Well, DROD RPG 1, really. Chaco's Hold. Not the Chaco's Hold. Man, best intro I've ever done. This is Fetch the Pie. Yes. And we are getting close to the end of the Goblin Settlement. We do have to get through this Tar Mother, which I guess we don't have a whole lot of health at the moment, but we have the ability to buy a lot of health. And we need 5 more attack gems if we want to make that cheaper. I don't think we have 5 more attack gems. So those 2, yeah, that's 2. There's nothing in there. 3. Right, that's just a health shop. 4, okay, maybe. That one's out of the question. That one is ridiculous. So, I mean, there are 4. Regardless, we do need more health. I think it's time to go back and start buying health. The other question is it worth it? Because how much of a discount do we actually get on the Tar Mother for doing this? We would cut her in half, going down from 280 to 140. Tar Babies would still be at 200. So it makes some difference, but probably not enough to be worth considering. Well, technically we could buy health. Okay, these are both pretty good. I want to hold off on that. Okay, let's just start using the arrows. Okay, free mud baby there. Yeah, I don't think I left a whole lot of attack behind. In fact, I might have left 0 attack behind. So in that case... Yeah. Yeah, because this is just a little bit of hell. So I guess we're looking at doing stuff like this. I mean, those can get cheaper, though. So what we should actually be doing here is these trades. Yeah, and I think we were 1 attack gem short of getting to potentially an interesting threshold, although we also have a ton of extra fights that we're doing for that, so I don't think it actually makes sense to put this off any further. I think we need to just go. Now, we don't actually have to kill all of the tar babies. We just have to do this, this, and then one more. So let's look at the I guess the question then is, yeah, we got 100 Greckles instead of 30 for each Tar Mother fight. So I could hit the lower tile here. Right, if I wanted to maximize Greckles, I would do something like this. But I'm taking a ton of extra damage for that. And all I would be using those Greckles for is buying more health. So... Ah! He kills him, the tar! Aiko tells it the king and runs it away to fight another day. Yes, we will be done. So I think that's really all we're doing here, and we'll just save the tar babies for when those are free, which will be at some point. At some point in the distant future, we will have, again, a stupid amount of Greckles. There's probably another really expensive thing later on that I'm not remembering, but... Seize him, our king? This the Greyskin that hack slashes our men. He's a butcher, just like all them other butchers. Yes'm, I sees him good. Shoulds have been killed earlier, but Weezum stops them there now, can't get to the village. It is your jobs, and my jobs too. Even the king's getting involved? I hope I'm not getting in over my head. Alright, so... They did force us to drop the trapdoor, but... We can, get through here, so that was just for the sake of the cutscene, I guess. That's fine. Alright, we can... So our choice here is fight a Tar Baby, or take 2 Goblin hits. Which is cheaper, but also costs us a yellow key. And we need a blue key, which is going to be on the other side of that tar. So... yeah, it's a health trade there. I'm not interested in spending a yellow key to save. What, because I took 2 hits anyway, so it's like saving 40 health. The yellow key is not worth 40 health. Alright, so what do we got going on in here? Well, we got another Tar Mother. We have to either kill the Tar Mother or kill all 4 goblins, which would be really expensive if we wanted to do it with our sword. So I think we're just looking for more health again. We do get 600 once we're done that. We could be doing some of these puzzles for the health rewards as well. I'm deliberately leaving this one because I happen to know that it will be easier to do momentarily. Okay, so here's some health. What was the issue here? The issue was that with a wooden blade, I wasn't killing the evil eye. Yes, I needed 4 more attack before this was reasonable. Okay. Well, 4 more attack is doable. There's health just lying in there I could grab. So... that's an option. I think we go back to the previous level. Yeah, there's health in there. Actually, that's quite a bit of health. Okay, and that'll be enough altogether. So we don't have to get spending just yet. Right, so where were those? We had this. And in here. Okay. And while we're at it, I think there's some health I just kind of left around in places like this as well. Yeah, I think that was the last one. Okay. Yeah, more than enough health. Easy hold. Okay, so might as well look down here. This will actually be another attack gem probably, which means I could have done the Tar Mother cheaper, but given how many things I'll have to fight to do it, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, so we can get through here once without having to fight you. But we will have to fight you on the way back. Oh, it's actually 3 attack gems in here. Okay. And this just opens that. Okay, whatever. Sword Sentry. We definitely don't want to fight until it's free. The Simple Sentry will basically never get cheaper. We also got a gas toxin that we can't even hurt yet. Oh, I'm going in the wrong direction. So, I mean, I could do that. Realistically, I don't think this is worth getting into yet. Because I'm not quite going to be pushing all the attack yet. I just kind of want to get to... get through here. I should have made a save at the start of the episode. I don't think I did, unfortunately. So this is going to get awkward because I might actually change my mind on some things. Depending on how expensive some other things are going to be later. Yeah, like these commanders, for example. Well, that's what, 7? Okay, so if you ever hit those, that's bad for us. Okay, so I got the cheaper goblin, or the more expensive babies, but the babies come with a potion. So... do that, and then yeah, 4 hits from you. 1, 2, 3, 5 if I decide to fight you. I'm not going to. So that's 3 hits, or 1, 2 if I spend a key. So I can spend a key to save 160. Which we will not be doing. We can spend a key for 450, sure. And then you are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, so might as well just take the 4 for the key. Alright, and we are never getting back in there to kill those goblins, so let's just clear that from the map. Korsh gets all the goblins out of village. Gets them into deep cave past long. He's not safe here no more. Yes, King. King. King I could make cheaper by grabbing 4 attack gems. So this is where if I grabbed 5 for the Tar Mothers, then you'd be cheaper as well. But again, it's only saving me 160. But the thing is, I don't think... You know, see, now I'm conflicted because like these things realistically aren't actually going to be getting any cheaper anyway. Checkpoint autosave here before I did any of this. Yeah, I really should have made a save. Well, we are going back to before. Because wish I had done things so we'll just do that again. Right, we do have to go through here. We do have to solve this again. That can save me some keys. Right, so the point of this is, I guess what we do is we do that, and then this. And then with a wooden blade, we can take out 1, 2, 3. We can take out all these hits by just attacking these with a wooden blade. There's no way to get in there without the like there's not really any reason not to do that. See, nothing in there. Is there an inventory spare around here somewhere? There is. Okay. How's a mud baby looking? Mud babies are free with a wooden blade. Not quite. Okay. I think we do want to do this though. Okay. Hold on. Before we start doing things again, actually make a hard save. To have our weapon here. Looking for attack. So we're gonna do the same thing as before, but yeah. So we're gonna aim for 5 more attack gems before we fight that. Which means 7 more for you. Right, I think we needed more for that as well. Let's just go grab the health because we're hurting a little bit right now. Okay, and here was another one. And if we go up here... Yeah, so no more attack up here. The other thing is, because we know we want all the attack eventually anyway, so leaving it behind isn't... Like, we will eventually need attack in order to make the attack checkpoints cheaper. Alright, so this one is absurd because it requires multiple gel baby fights. That's not happening right now. This one will not get cheaper. We just have to either spend a key or 340. I feel like 340 health for a yellow key. It's not great, but we are starting to feel a little bit low on health. And we seem to be fine in terms of yellow keys. So I'm actually going to do that even though it's a score loss. Again, I should probably... Well, I have a save before the attack checkpoint. It's just that I did a bunch of other stuff too. Whatever. It is what it is. Alright, so I get you for free coming through, but I will be required to take 1 hit going past you each time going forward, so we'll just fight you on the way out, probably. So grab that. Might as well grab that, because you were something ridiculous. Yeah, 98. We're just gonna hold off on on you, because that's reasonable and it's a huge hit. So we will be coming through here again, so we'll just kill you now. Okay, this room. Do I want those green keys? Spend a bunch of yellow keys to get the green keys. Okay, no inventory square there. Alright, how are we looking? All of those are free. Okay. We've solved the puzzle. I never even considered the possibility of taking out all the mud to open this, but that's just so that we can use our regular sword instead of the wooden blade. And then for Greckles, I happen to know we're not going to be able to import all of these, or get all of these in time. Yeah, that's it. We did the maximum number. Because one more makes it grow too much. So we are done with that room. Although, I guess we're dealing with that. How are you doing? Yeah, 2 more. Well, we'll switch weapons again once we get out there. 10 for the commanders, so 4 more. Do have to do it that way because I guess I only needed to do 2 of them. I didn't need to kill all of them, but fine. But yeah, because of the force arrow here, we had to drop the trapdoor in order to get out. Alright, so now what do we do? Bunch of keys that we can just grab whenever. Fight for keys. Fights for keys. We need 1 more. I was leaving this one. Are there any other attack gems anywhere? I think... oh, there's this one. Okay. Yeah, so this is the one that we're gonna get. Also, can I see Goblin King? Yes, Goblin King also gets cheaper. Thing is, Goblin Commander also gets cheaper. So how much do I value having green keys as opposed to yellow keys? That's the choice I'm making here. I think it makes sense to spend the 1 yellow key. But yeah, every fight I take costs me a green key. So do I want to trade 2 yellows for 1 green? It also comes with 200 health, so I will do it. but I'm not spending 3. I'm gonna fight you for 340 net loss. Okay. So I get one of the keys. That's fine. And now, you are cheaper. You're cheaper. Commanders could be made cheaper, but I'm gonna have to fight a commander to get that one. I mean, I did just fight a commander. Sword Sentry is still kind of out. That's going to be Gel Babies, which are quite a ways off. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Nope. Although now, if I wanted to farm this thing for grapples, because it's so much cheaper. But I just don't want to take the fights, so we will avoid doing the fights altogether. This will add up to a lot of savings. This we're going to play out the same way. Okay. I am fine with that. Well, we will probably do that eventually, but once the goblin's free. Okay. Goblin King. Well, we can't go this way. And our reward for having a lot of green keys is more attack. Okay, this is some end of lesson. Now use it know how write all English. I has an askings to make. You is the goblin what carved those signs, yes? Is what I've been think some. Is true, but I should have made picts. Most nobody knows how to read the English. Ah, is all I wanted asked. Sees you next wakings. Ah yes, now I must goes it to my home. Yeah, his I feel like his grammar is slightly better than the typical goblin. And they're gone. Okay. Now, does that extra attack make a difference? I need another blue key to get through here. I think the king means to lock me in there. I better make sure I'm really ready before I go in there. Oh, we did just hit an autosave. Yep, made for your convenience. Yeah, even with that secret bonus, I think we're still a ways off, so we're just going to take the 800. Oh, you can pause a cutscene. Interesting. Swordman, here I think some. I thinks he want to get to the goblin village and shish up all goblins up. Us goblins up. I thinks I is right, no? What says you? You're close. The fort you were attacking earlier, I want to get into it. I think you have a grappling hook in the village. But here's what I don't understand. Why weren't you using it? Heh. Swordsman asks me questions? Does he wants to fight, or does he wants to talk more? Ha! I knew you wouldn't give me a straight answer. Prepare to die, Goblin King. Catch as catch can, swordsman. Right, so this, I mentioned in the first episode there were some things I didn't like about this hold, and one of them are these scripted boss fights. This one's actually not too bad. But what's going to happen here is I'm going to chase this guy, and he's going to run away, as goblins do. And so as you can see, this is as close as I can get. So to stop him, I need to spend keys. I didn't actually get any benefit from that, though. Now I've got you. Ah, no! So yeah, that was just one green key. Not too bad. But, as a general rule, I guess, I don't like the enemies that move when I'm playing RPG. Which is funny, because in DROD, the fact, like, enemy movement and, like, manipulating them with your sword and things like that, like, that's really the core of DROD, I think, is the fact that you can move enemies around and you've got a sword that blocks space. And I love that. But for RPG, I don't really want to be chasing enemies or dealing with enemies that are moving. It's kind of... it makes puzzles messier. And I like having things be relatively easy to understand at a glance what I can do with a room, and then I'm making decisions as to whether I do it or not. And it's less dependent on how well I execute the room. It's just a different style of game. Anyway, we defeated Goblin King. I got a new personal best, naturally. Well, here's that blue key he was carrying. It's odd, most Goblin Kings would have just used the direct approach. And in we go. Yeah, and I don't think we were going to get any better on that. One green key and the attack threshold that we were at. It's about as good as we were going to get. Huh, this place is all empty. All the huts are abandoned. It kinda creeps me out. Okay, we can't go down here to see the smart goblin. That's been locked off. Ah, this one we can enter. Note to self. Feeds the rattly snakes in 5 days or so. They lives well itself, but I not want them to die quickly. I puts it one my special defense equipment's in that cave. Needs to keep it safe till I think of how I use it for. Rattly snakes protects the buckler. Burned us. That was his name. Journal entry. Huh, I is writing a journal, just like some stories from Drummel about greyskins. He was above the ground for some 4 years. He says surface not far from where we is now. Drummel says some greyskins write journal to write about feels and important happens. This my second journal entry. Guess I take note here how to make journals so as I don't forget if I get head hit. Happened to Palch while back, maybe 12 days? Anyways, I take some leaves from tree plants, what grows them here, tooth them and press them in squares, soaks them and cooks them, makes them what called scrolls. Third entry, I's been thinking long time since we moved here. Nobody told us what we've been doing here, the 10 commanders all that know what's going on. Hellman part of invasion force tomorrow, maybe he tells me what's I'm doing. Don't know what's going on, but want to find out. Fourth entry, less a day since third entry. Hellman says he sees big human building today in upper part. Commander Korsh says it's some small place, what hold treasure. Rummel says it's some near-like building he saw called fort. They all run back here soon after surfacing. They says they see swordsmen running up top round balcony, so they runs down far down back to Goblin Village to raise alarm. Says Greyskins in fort, not fight, but swordsman has blood all over him, so he's in want kill us all, just like in the stories then. Don't know what I's going to do if he shows up. Okay, these are being written very concurrently to our actions. Fifth entry. Ah, it's only short time since 4th entry, but this is last. Half all goblins dead, goblins commanders. Even Tarlock was supposed to keep everyone out. Yeah, just happened. First ordering everyone go quickly back where it came from. No time to gather stuffs. Gotta leave fast. Swordsman come. He's gonna come here into village. Seize him everything. He could see this journal itself. What does I think about that? I don't know. But maybe he not wants shishk everyone. Maybe Korsh and Drummel wrong. Don't know why swordsman coming down means we all die. Don't know if I believe alls I hears. Well, see, the problem is, goblins hold Greckles. Greckles help me get things. Therefore, I want to kill all of the goblins, eventually. Nuts, I sure can't go this way. The craftsmanship on these doors looks very mechanical. These must have been here already when the goblins got here. Maybe the same sort of people who were in the fort made these? So this is the lock they were talking about, presumably. Not going that way. That's where the remaining goblins escaped to. Goblin King's hut. More journals. King's Journal, first. Today is first arrival at this village area. Everyone building houses and celebrating all around. I is sorry I has to keep real reason from everyone, but I must write this for anyone who comes here. Bernda says he teaching someone English, just like I teach some him. He's good, but I don't know if useful. We's gonna attack the fort in 3 days. So while all us prepare, I recall Goblin Gold. We's here to get some weapons. Fort, secure and knows them. Most some knows them. Alice Goblin's been attacked for a long time now. All us kings too, not just my group. If we's'em have force, power, like surfacers, we live forever. 2 days till fort attack now. I's'em worried about being closer to surface, but my sense says we's'em still far below surface. We's'em alright for now. Fort attack gonna be real rough. Scouts seize them walls, doors and swordsmen on scout trip. We's gonna lose many men, but we thinks we can win. Today I seize fort myself, seize me the balconies with yelling swordsmen, seize the entrance with big door and pit corridor. Only way in is by pit with hook. And they's gonna shishk anyone comes in that way. Nobody knows about hook yet. Keep the hook in the storage, when nobody look. I realize I not clear in past scroll. The fort has more people than what we can fight. We's'em not win. We's'em not be able to take what we need. But I's'em only one that know. Nobody else know. And the attack's still scheduled. Can't tell the commanders are attacked. Full worthless, though. Need a plan to deal. Today fort attack begin. Today I also hear about swordsmen up top. I got to attack fort, but with not success. So to saves it many goblin lives and head back to village or cave and defend. The goblin's gonna attack door and wait for door smasher. A small loss to prevent a big loss. I think ones or twos no. Shorts after last entry, still same day. Eyes at top building at floor above. Sees it Greyskins running around fort and goblins in forest. Sees it Smite Master and Greyskin running round. Runs me back here to wait news of Slashums. But is hopeless already. Hopes the goblins live, even if I die. It's got a pretty fancy little place here. Bed. A gift from Korsh. She worked it very hard on it for a long time. Wood carved, sheep blanket, and 1 or 2 pillow I kept for a long time. So as I not forget. Very good thing he done. Yeah, it's a nice little place that Goblin King Drummel had for himself. Right, another one we can go into. Storage for some wood swords. Yes, if we wanted more wooden blades, we could have even more wooden blades. Oh. I'm curious. We're on the 6th level with a ×4 multiplier. Slight spoiler, I guess. Multiplier will be going up on the next level. Alright, then we got this. Storage for some war items. Trip-trap puzzle for some keeps out intruders of war stuffs. Alright, so this opens both of those. And then we have to hit this with a sword. Now, I think just at a glance, I'm not sure how we resolve this. So I don't know if there's another way to do it, or if the intended way is just to come in disarmed. But I feel like this is really all there is to this. There, we'll open some doors. Regardless, if it works, it works. I'm sure this was caught in testing if it wasn't intended, but it kind of feels intended, because I don't know how else I would do this. Because we have to... Look at that. Of course, I mean, we could just spend a single yellow key to not do that puzzle, but why would we waste a yellow key? We don't have to. Yellow key refund. Get our sword back if we didn't just leave it in the goblin hut. That's fine. Acid. Wooden lampshades. We don't know what does this stuff. Keys. Okay, well, there's an obvious one. Foods it supplies dry. This is also pretty obvious because I want the attack. 450 for a yellow key is not bad. I've done trades on that level before. And items. Grapple hook. With it this, ones it can jump over just one square. When faces that direction and moves against pit or water. Maybe we find use for this. Alright, so the problem is... now I don't always have my belt buckler equipped when I'm fighting things. So this is where the accessory swapping starts to get slightly tedious. Because now every fight, if I'm using the grapple hook, I want to take as few fights as possible until I get back to the belt buckler. And I will almost certainly forget to do that at some point and take a bunch of fights and then realize I've been taking 10 more damage per hit than I needed to. Do I want to just do that 450 for yellow? That would mean I don't have to come back here, but there are other trades that I'm going to be coming back here for anyway, so I don't think it's worth doing just yet. Anyway, we have the grapple. Can't quite get past that again, but we don't need to. Alright, but now that we have a grappling hook, I seem to remember that makes this one easier. Also, 2 more attack gems and goblins are half off. So that's also a consideration. But, yeah, we just left this one, which we're still 4 gems off. I mean, that's almost free. Gel babies are still 10 gems off. Alright, well, we could do this now. I guess I'll do it saved in case I decide this is what I want to do. But I think what I actually want to do is go get to where I can use this grappling hook. Which are quite a few places, honestly. Not there. Okay, but you guys are also almost cheaper. Okay, here's a spot. Right, that was just a key, okay. Yeah, you have to be facing Okay, so we have to go through the goblin, get this, go around. So, not yet. Might as well keep the grappling hook equipped though, because that's kind of just what we're doing. We're not taking fights at the moment. We are doing grapple things. Like that. I mean, might as well take the free fights. Right, that won't actually be free, but it will be pretty cheap. I think there's stuff we can do here. Mud babies will be free even without the buckler, so I don't need to worry about that. Okay, there's another yellow for 450. Was there anywhere else I could use a grappling hook? There was actually back here, but I think I already... Well, okay, so I was thinking of this. You can skip this tar baby. Just grapple across. I think. Can you grapple across the force arrow? Maybe not, actually. I guess we can test it. But we do have this for sure. And I don't remember what's out that way, so... Obviously, the main goal is here. This is how we get the grappling done. That's what the grappling hook was for, if I were to use words properly. Okay. No grappling across that. We do have this now, though. Grab that, finally. Grappling hook doesn't help with those. I'm never going to spend a yellow key for those Greggles. Let's just get rid of this from the map. Alright. What have we got over here? Yes. Puzzle. Okay. So. Mud is fine. I don't need the buckler. I can't even have the buckler here anyway. Huh. A puzzle blocking something important, huh? I'm as smart as the best of them. This'll be no problem. So, the puzzle here is that I can never kill a single mud baby, because if I do, I lose the attack, which is unacceptable. And I do need 2 more attack gems, I think, for goblins to be half off, so... Okay, we're gonna do that. That to make things a little bit easier. To do this. I'm just assuming that's the correct thing to do. I could be wrong. Nope, because then we can get in here and get in here. Okay. So there are these black doors. We do need to cut all of the mud eventually. So really the question is just how do we want to leave things? If we hit this orb and then hit this orb, all the doors are open. This actually does open these, so these doors don't matter. And I guess the idea is we hit this orb to get access to things, and then once we get the last our mud baby, it's going to be confusing because these are going to toggle all toggle once I do it as well. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to do stuff for now. Right, we don't do that. Okay, let's down there. So I can do that to get around. Probably... Let's do that to keep it as clear as possible around the orb. So I'm going to be a little bit hesitant here because this is going to be kind of messy at the end as far as where stuff goes. Like, I might as well do that. But because I have a baby here, is there a way to prevent that? Yes, I just have to do this. I think we're good. Also, I can do that. There we go. Yeah, so we'll leave them on the walls as much as possible because that's relatively out of my way. And now everything's open and I have full access to everything. So for now, things are good. Let's continue to leave access there. Yep, that's fine. I can do that. Is this the right time to go in here? Probably not. I probably wanted to make that cut. So before I do that, let's make that cut. I think that was it. Okay, now I'm here. I have access to the orb again. Okay, get through. Everything is terrible. Everything is no longer terrible. Oh, I wasn't allowed to drop the trapdoor. I missed that part. Interesting. Okay. Well. Let's see what happens if I go through this way then. I'm one short because I have a spot here. Okay. When did that happen? I made a conscious decision not to put one on the wall right by the orb. There. And now we do the rest of this pretty much the same. No. Here. Yeah, I think that's fine. So if I'm never dropping that, I might as well just do that then. Okay, and that gives me access to the orb. And we did it without dropping all the trapdoors. Let's not do that. Okay, hitting this orb is necessary to open this door. It's the only thing that opens that door. Dropping a trapdoor would stop this, but lock me in. So I think the most value I can extract from this room at this point is 8 Greckles. Alright, and we're through. Hidden room and stairs up. This leads here. Okay. Right, this room. Inventor's log. Following earlier successes with using ore mites to convert metal into usable forms, such as currency, I've succeeded in using ore mites to convert yellow keys to green keys. The machine here is infinitely reusable, but has an undesirable exchange rate. Yeah, so I don't even have enough yellow keys to do this.
What?
Nothing's happening. I haven't got 4 yellow keys. But, if I wanted to, which I don't currently, obviously, but I could convert 4 yellows to 1 green. Good to keep that in mind. That's a thing that we can do, but it's not something that we probably ever will do. Alright, was there anything left here? What the hell? Technically there is stuff left here. Oh, we got the scout. We could kill those. Probably not those, because we'll be disarmed. And the double brain's going to be a bit high for us to deal with. So I mean, we can go run around killing some things for more Greckles if we want to, but ultimately, that was a secret for 3 attack, which is very nice, and then also a key converter. So yeah, definitely worth doing when we did. And goblins are 1 attack gem away from being half off. Nice. Which then gets us that 1 attack gem in the Goblin Village, which is the next level, so I can't look at it right now. But yeah, there was that one in the next level, and then there's also the one behind the Swordsman that we're also, I think, 3 attack gems away from now, if I remember right. Something like that. But yeah, we've left 6 attack behind. Keep that in mind when we go up here, which we will do shortly. I will see you then.